Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Woodbine Mohawk Park. Here on a Thursday morning, we have a 12-race qualifying session coming up. Horses for the first qualifier are just stepping out onto the track. It's a gorgeous morning here in Campbellville as we are dealing with a fast track under sunny skies. The temperature at the moment is sitting at 23 degrees Celsius. So just a picture-perfect morning here for a 12-race qualifying session. We're one day away from resuming with live racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park as we will start up tomorrow night without spectators. First race post time is 7 p.m. Can't wait to get back down to action. Once again, good morning, everybody. We'll pass along the changes for the first qualifier in just a moment. First qualifier here on this Thursday morning features 3-year-old trotters. There are 3 driver changes to pass along. Number 1, Titanic Kate, make the driver Trevor Henry. Number 4, Hot Topic, the driver is Mario by Argent. And number 6, Allison, make the driver James McDonald. Here's the field. Number 1, Titanic Kate, a 3-year-old filly by E.L. Titan, trained by Steve Bossens. Trevor Henry drives. 2 is Tuned Up, a 3-year-old filly by Muscle Mass. Trainer driver is Mark Etzel. 3, McKee's Angel, is a 3-year-old filly by Archangel, trained by Ted McDonnell and driven by Sylvain Filion. Number 4 is Hot Topic, a 3-year-old filly by Chapter 7, trained by Luc Blais and driven by Mario by Argent. Number 5, Who's Blues, a 3-year-old filly by Cantab Hall, trained by Luc Blais, Bob McClure's in the sulky. 6 is Allison, a 3-year-old filly by Uncle Peter, trained by Jason McGinnis and driven by James McDonald. 7, Globetrotting, is a 3-year-old filly by Man of Many Missions, trained by Jason McGinnis. Anthony McDonald drives. 8 is 7 Credits, a 3-year-old colt by Angus Hall, trained by Ron McDonald and driven by Brett McDonald. And number 9 is Meadowbranch Noble, a gelded son of Explosive Matter. This 3-year-old trained by Colin Johnson, and the driver this morning is Scott Young. So it's a field of 9 sophomore trotters lined up for qualifier number 1. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and trotting. Who's Blues is going to move out from the center. Leaving well is Globetrotting. And then to the inside of Who's Blues, that is McKee's Angel. That's your 3 quickest away. On the outside into 4th is Allison. Inside to Tuned Up, who gets away in 5th. The Rail Star Titanic Kate will get away 6th. 7th as they go into the first turn is Hot Topic, followed then by 7 Credits and Meadowbranch Noble. Opening quarter is up on the board in 29 and 3. That was courtesy of Globetrotting. Globetrotting. The man of many missions filly is going to swing them into the backstretch. She leads by a little more than a length and a half. Racing in second is Who's Blues, and here's McKee's Angel underway for filly on out from third. Second quarter move to the top for McKee's Angel, and McKee's Angel moves up to take the lead well before the half. Back and forth is Allison with a break of 5 lengths to Tuned Up, who is racing in 5th. 4 lengths back to Titanic Kate 6th. 7th is Hot Topic. Then it's 7 credits and Meadow Branch Noble. The half is hit in 58-2. Good tempo in the second quarter as McKee's Angel got underway. She went from 3rd to 1st. She leads by a pair of lengths as they enter the far turn. So it's 2 lengths back to Globetrotting, and then the gap is about 3 or 4 to Who's Blues. Off stride in 4th went Allison, so inheriting that position as they go into the turn is Tuned Up. 3 or 4 lengths back to Titanic Kate, who is now in 5th. 6 is Hot Topic, and then we go back to check in with 7 credits, Meadow Branch Noble, as they go by 3 quarters in 127-1, 28-4, back to back. They're into the stretch, and the leader is McKee's Angel. Here's Globetrotting to the outside for Anthony McDonald, trying to come back on to reclaim the lead. And here's Globetrotting on the outside with some good strides, powering back by, reclaims the top spot with 1/8 of a mile to go. Back in second now is McKee's Angel. Then it's about 10 lengths back to Who's Blues in third. Titanic Kate moving up into fourth. Coming to the line, this is Globetrotting to win. Second goes to McKee's Angel. Who's Blues fights off Titanic Kate for third. Then it was Hot Topic, Tuned Up, 7 credits, Allison, and Meadow Branch Noble, 156-1 for Globetrotting. Three-year-old filly Globetrotting takes our first qualifier of the morning. She's a daughter of Man of Many Missions, owned by the stable Globetrotting, trained by Jason McGinnis and driven by Anthony McDonald. Globetrotting competed in the Ohio Sire Stakes last season. She went 4 for 9 in her rookie campaign and made over $150,000. She holds a mark of 156-2, but that mark has now just been lowered by a 5th as she stops the clock here this morning in her 3-year-old debut qualifier in 156-1. Globetrotting takes our first qualifier here today. Here are the results from the first qualifier. Number 1, Titanic Kate was 4th. Number 2, Tuned Up was 6th. Number 3, McKee's Angel 2nd. Number 4, Hot Topic was 5th. Number 5, Who's Blues was 3rd. Number 6, Allison was 8th. Number 7, Globetrotting the winner. Number 8, 7 Credits was 7th. And number 9, Meadow Branch Noble was 9th. Top to bottom, 4-6-2, 5-3, 8-1-7-9. Fractions were 29-3, 58-2, 127-1, 156-1. A new career best for number 7, Globetrotting. So up next is qualifier number 2. We have got older trotters here for this second qualifier. Looks like we got 8 of them on the track. The only one I don't see is number 1, Freshead Hanover. Trevor Henry will drive number 2, Raising Royalty. So as they start to line up, looks like it'll scratch the 1. And we'll start with now the new rail starter, number 2, Raising Royalty, a 4-year-old gelding trained by Steve Bossens with Trevor Henry driving. 3 is Dream Nation, 4-year-old gelding trained by Jacques Dupont, driven by Sylvain Filion. 4 is Dawson Springs, a 5-year-old gelding trained by Corey Johnson, Scott Young steers. 5 is Sortie, an 8-year-old gelding, or I should say a 6-year-old gelding, trainer-drivers Mike Vanderkamp. 6 is Warrawee Roo, a 7-year-old trained by Luke Blay with Bob McClure. 7, Diamonde is a 7-year-old gelding, trainer-driver Tom Duran. 8, Musical Rhythm, 8-year-old trained by Ben Bayarjan, driven by Mario Bayarjan. And 9 is Montalbano B, a 9-year-old gelding trained by Stephen Davis, the driver James McDonald. Gate picks up speed, and here they come for the second. And they're off and trotting. Outside speed flashed by Diamonde and Musical Rhythm, who is striding out well to the top. Crossing over Diamonde. From the far outside, that's Montalbano B up into the mix. We had a breaker going by the line for the first time. That was Raising Royalty. Right with the leaders as they go into the first turn is Dream Nation. And then there's a bit of a break back to Dawson Springs, who is racing in 5th. 2 lengths then to Sortie 6th. 7th is Warrawee Roo, and resetting after the break, Raising Royalty. 29 seconds for the opening quarter. And here is Musical Rhythm with the lead, but he is being challenged by Montalbano B. So Montalbano B parked around the first turn and now striding up to clear at 3/8. So Montalbano B will touch down on the top, but the lead will likely be short-lived. Out from 4th, here comes Dream Nation, and sliding out of the pocket spot was Musical Rhythm, so that put Dream Nation 3 wide. So plenty of action here in the opening half. Dream Nation looking to get around the O'Brien Award winner Musical Rhythm. All of a sudden, Montalbano B is in 3rd. In 4th, that is Diamonde. Then trotting in 5th is Sortie, followed by Dawson Springs, Warrawee Roo, and Raising Royalty is last. The half was hit in 58-2. So Dream Nation got pushed 3 wide for a moment, now has the top spot and is trotting well around the far turn. Dream Nation, the 4-year-old, leading by a pair. Meanwhile, the veteran Musical Rhythm, the winner of over $800,000, is just 2 lengths away. Then the gap grows to about 5 lengths back to Montalbano B, who is in 3rd. To the outside comes Diamonde from 4th. 1:26.4 the 3-quarter time. 28-2 third quarter into the stretch. Dream Nation, the OSS graduate, called upon by Filion as they come to the 8th pole. Here's Musical Rhythm, angles out for Bayarjan, and will look to power on by. Musical Rhythm is trotting by, takes the lead with a 16th to go. And here's a nice qualifier this morning from Musical Rhythm, the O'Brien Award winner and track record holder, wins in 1:55.3. Musical Rhythm takes qualifier number 2 as the 8-year-old wins in 1:55.3. The last time we saw Musical Rhythm was on March 19th. He qualified that morning. That ended up being the last day of live racing before action was halted. So he was ready to go. Comes back here this morning with a qualifier and a nice looking effort. Musical Rhythm went 7 for 17 last season. Made over $200,000 to add to his career bankroll of $888,000. He has a career mark of 1:50.4. And that mile puts him in a 3-way tie for the track record for the fastest trotting mile by an older male here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. He co-holds that track record with Guardian Angel and Mr. Herbie, both of those who took that mark of 1:50.4 in the Maple Leaf Trot. Here are the results from the second qualifier. Number 1, Fresh at Hanover, was scratched. Number 2, Raising Royalty was 8th. Number 3, Dream Nation 2nd. Number 4, Dawson Springs was 6th. Number 5, Sortie was 4th. Number 6, Warri Roo was 7th. Number 7, Diamonde 3rd. Number 8, Musical Rhythm, the winner. And number 9, Montalbano B was 5th. Scratch 826 47 315 is your order of finish. Fractions were 29 and 3, 58 and 2, 126 and 4, 155 and 3 for the winner, Musical Rhythm. Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you watching along on our YouTube stream, happy Thursday. We're one day away from the resumption of live racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park without spectators, coming up tomorrow night. Leave us a line in our chat. Let us know where you're watching from, and if you have any questions or looking for any information, anything that we can pass along, we will certainly do our best. Good morning to Mark watching from Detroit and Jeffrey watching from upstate New York. Starting gate beginning to move here for qualifier number 3. We move over to Pacers here. 4-year-olds and up. Number 1, Kunis. Is a 4-year-old mare trained by Jean Tourney and driven by Louis-Philippe Bois. Number 2, Taiga Hanover. 4-year-old gelding trained by Shane Weber. Sylvain Filion drives. 3 is Fixed Idea. Phil Houdon drives this 4-year-old gelding for trainer Todd Clements. 4 is Siddhartha, a 4-year-old gelding. Gerard Demers trains. Robert Shepard drives. 5, Shrimp and Grits. Rob Fellows trains his 4-year-old gelding. 6 is Yara Sealster, 4-year-old gelding trained by Bruce McDonald. 7 is Lifetime Delight. Scott McEnany trains the 4-year-old gelding. And 8 is Carson Shadow, 4-year-old gelding trained by Vicky Gregg. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Shrimp and Grits from the center is hustling out of there. Going away the quickest likely, though, is Fixed Idea. And then it's Tyga Hanover to the inside. From the center of the gate, and now crossing over in front of several rivals, that is Yars Seelster. Yars Seelster moves into fourth in front of Kunis, who is then followed by Siddhartha, with the final two as they go into the turn being Lifetime Delight and Carson Shadow. Fixed Idea got a little awkward there going to the opening quarter, ends up a little wide, 29-2 the opening split. Tyga Hanover holds a short lead as Fixed Idea looks to straighten things out. So Fixed Idea now finding some good strides as he is trying to get around Tyga Hanover. Tyga Hanover, though, is just pacing right along here in the second quarter, so the tempo is definitely ramped up. It's about 4 or 5 lengths back to Shrimp and Grits in third, 3 lengths then to Yars Seelster in fourth, about that same margin back to Kunis, who is followed by Siddhartha and Lifetime Delight and Carson Shadow. 56-4, the tempo definitely ramped up there. 27-2 in the second quarter, and Fixed Idea is pacing strong entering the far turn. He'll go by 5/8 leading by a pair. Tyga Hanover is in second, and then it's about 8 lengths back to Shrimp and Grits in third. Movement, though, at the back of the pack, as moving up into fourth is Siddhartha. Backing right up is Yara Seelster, so everybody's going around him, including Kunis, Carson Shadow, and Lifetime Delight. 3 quarters, 124-3. 27-4 third quarter there. So 27-2, 27-4. That's the middle half splits here for Fixed Idea, and he's looking to close this one out, and he's pacing to the 8th pole, leading by about 4, almost 5 lengths. Tyga Hanover is back in second. Here's Siddhartha now up into third. As they come to the edge of the tote board, Fixed Idea with a good qualifier here this morning to win it. Second goes to Tyga Hanover. Then it was Siddhartha. Battle on for fourth. It was tight between Shrimp and Grits, Kunis, followed by Carson Shadow and Lifetime Delight. 153 for Fixed Idea. There's a look at Fixed Idea, who takes the third qualifier. Going into that first turn, didn't see exactly what happened there, but he ended up going a little wide. Phil Houdon straightened him out, and then they did some pacing in that second quarter. 27-2 for Fixed Idea to get up to claim the top spot. And then he goes on to win in 153. Fixed Idea, now a 4-year-old gelding, had been racing at the preferred level at the end of February. He won 6-22 last year. Holds a mark of 151-2 this season. In 2020, he already had 9 starts under his belt, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. And as mentioned, had been racing at the preferred level. Fixed Idea 153 here in qualifier number 3. Here's the order of finish from the third qualifier. Number 1, Kunis was 5th. Number 2, Tyga Hanover 2nd. Number 3, Fixed Idea, the winner. 4, Siddhartha was 3rd. 5, Shrimp and Grits was 4th. 6, Yara Seelster was 8th. 7, Lifetime Delight was 7th. And number 8, Carson Shadow was 6th. 5, 2, 1, 3, 4, 8, 7, 6. The winner was number 3, Fixed Idea, a 4-year-old gelding owned by Christopher Nickel, trained by Todd Clements, and driven this morning by Phil Houdon. Wins in 153. Up next is qualifier number 4, 3-year-old Pacers. As these fillies will go to the gate in just a moment. Some driver notes to pass along. 2, Mia Culpa. Rick Zeron drives. 3, Mock Mine Blue. Sylvan Filion. 4, Wanna Shake Your Tree is Bob McClure. So 7 of them on the track. Only one we don't see is number 7, Rose Run Vantage. Here's the field. Number 1, Fast and Relentless, 3-year-old filly by Shadow Play, trained by Alan Fair, driven by Mike Safdie. 2, Mia Culpa, 3-year-old filly by Shadow Play, trained by Jean Tourney and driven by Rick Zeron. 3, Mock Mine Blue, a Mach 3 filly, trained by Jared Bako. Sylvan Filion drives. 4, Wanna Shake Your Tree is a 3-year-old filly by Art Major, trained by Nick Gallucci with Bob McClure. 5, Curious Khaleesi is a 3-year-old filly by Sports Rider. Renee Barassa trains. And the driver is Trevor Henry. 6, Karma Sealster, 3-year-old filly by Sports Rider, trained by Greg McNair, Doug McNair. 7 is out. And number 8 is Alicorn, 3-year-old filly by Better's Delight, trained by Chantel Mitchell and driven by Louis-Philippe Bois. So Zeron drives 2, Mia Culpa. Filion drives 3, Mock Mine Blue. McClure drives 4, Wanna Shake Your Tree. And Trevor Henry drives 5, Curious Khaleesi. Starting gate swings into the stretch. 3-year-old pacing fillies picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Karma Sealster is going to blast out of there for McNair as she is quickly firing up to the top. On her back is Wanna Shake Your Tree. Splitting rivals is Mock Mine Blue. And then it is Fast and Relentless. To the inside, Mia Culpa. Alicorn gets away in 6th, and 7th at the back is Curious Khaleesi. They go into the first turn. Karma Sealster is on top. She leads by a pair. And here's Karma Sealster bringing them to the opening quarter. Wanna Shake Your Tree is racing in 2nd. Mock Mine Blue is in 3rd, 29 seconds for the opening quarter. So everybody gets situated quite comfortably here as they move into the backstretch. And Karma Sealster has control. Karma Sealster, who was 4 for 11 in her rookie season. She hit the board in 10 of those 11 starts, making over $262,000. Second qualifier for her. She leads by 2.5, coming up to the halfway point. Wanna Shake Your Tree is in 2nd. Mock Mine Blue in 3rd. Then 2 lengths back to Fast and Relentless 4th. 5th, that is Mia Culpa. Then Alicorn is 6th. And 4 lengths back to the trailer, Curious Khaleesi, as the half was hit in 57-1. Karma Sealster was rolling there, 28-1 in the second quarter. And she takes them by 5/8. Trying to stick right with her is Wanna Shake Your Tree in 2nd. 3rd, that is Mock Mine Blue. Inside 4th, Fast and Relentless. Mia Culpa gets underway. Alicorn sitting comfortably 6th, and the trailer's Curious Khaleesi. Length and a half advantage here for Karma Sealster as she heads towards 3/4. Everybody getting a little bit closer, at least those from 4th through 6th. 1:25.3 was the 3/4 time. 28-2 third quarter into the stretch, and Karma Sealster now looks to sprint home. Karma Sealster stretching out the lead. It is growing quickly to about 5 lengths coming to the 8th pole. Wanna Shake Your Tree is in 2nd. Then in behind horses, Alicorn with a lane to look to split between rivals as she tries to get up into 3rd from Mia Culpa. Coming to the edge of the tote board, Karma Sealster, a good-looking qualifier this morning to win. It's Karma Sealster take it by about 5. 2nd went to Wanna Shake Your Tree. Alicorn came through for 3rd. Mia Culpa was 4th, and then it was back to Mock Mine Blue, Fast and Relentless, and Curious Khaleesi. 1:53.2 for Karma Sealster. Karma Sealster takes the 4th qualifier. Doing so this morning in 1:53.2. 3-year-old filly by Sports Rider. Had a tremendous rookie season, making over $260,000, going 4 for 11 with 10 top 3 finishes. She's owned by Eileen and Keith Waples. Karen Hover, trained by Greg McNair, driven by Doug McNair. Karma Sealster in 1:53.2, pacing home in 27-4 for the victory. Here was the order of finish from the fourth qualifier. Number 1, Fast and Relentless, was 6th. Number 2, Mia Culpa, 4th. Number 3, Mock Mine Blue, was 5th. Number 4, Wanna Shake Your Tree, was 2nd. Number 5, Curious Khaleesi, was 7th. Number 6, Karma Sealster, the winner. 7 was Scratch, and 8, Alicorn, was 3rd. 6, 4, 5, 2, 7, 1, Scratch, 3 on the bottom. Fractions were 29, 57 and 1, 125 and 3, 153 and 2 for the winner, number 6, Karma Sealster. Three-year-old Pacers for the fifth qualifier on the track. A few driver notes to pass along. Number 2, Mission Bay, make the driver Phil Houdon. 3 Lines Music, the driver is Rick Zeron. Number 5, Windblown, the driver is Chris Christoforou. And number 8, Caviar Val, the driver is Sylvain Filion. Here is the field. Number 1, Light Up the Park, is a 3-year-old colt by Well Said, trained by Carmen Osceola and driven by Jonathan Drury. 2, Mission Bay, 3-year-old gelded son of Sunshine Beach, trained by Matt Dupuis and driven by Phil Houdon. 3, Lions Music is a 3-year-old colt by A Rock and Roll Dance, trained by Mark Goddard and driven by Rick Zeron. 4, Mayhem Hanover, 3-year-old colt by Sports Writer, trained by Greg McNair. The driver is Doug McNair. 5, Windblown, a 3-year-old gelded son of Mach 3, trained by Tisha Symes and driven by Chris Christoforou. 6 is Examiner Hanover, 3-year-old gelded son of He's Watching, trained by Casey Coleman. The driver is Bob McClure. 7 is Day Delight, a 3-year-old colt by Better's Delight, trained by Victor Putty. The driver is Trevor Henry. And number 8 is Caviar Val, a 3-year-old colt by Better's Delight, trained by Tony Alanya and driven by Sylvain Filion. Field of 8 for the fifth qualifier. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. Pacers picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Mayhem Hanover goes out well from the center. That is Windblown right beside as those two go stride for stride towards the early lead. Examiner Hanover will dip in behind to grab 3rd, looking to get in front of Lions Music 4th. Mission Bay gets away 5th. From the rail, Light Up the Park is 6th. 7th is Day Delight, and the last one is Caviar Val. Everybody into single file order, and Windblown is on top here. Here's Windblown bringing them to the opening quarter. Windblown through the opening quarter in 28 and 3. Mayhem Hanover is racing 2nd. 3rd is Examiner Hanover. Then in 4th, that is Lions Music. 2 lengths back to Mission Bay, who is in 5th. 6th is Light Up the Park. A gap of 2 to Day Delight. Another gap of 2 to the trailer Caviar Val. No movement here as 3/8 is in the books, and they're following Windblown. The 3-year-old gelded son of Mach 3, who was 2 for 11 with just under $100,000 made as a rookie, brings them up to the half off a 28 and 3 opening quarter, leading by a length and a half over Mayhem Hanover, who rides in 2nd. The half is hitting 58 and 2. Going into the far turn, the leader is Windblown. Mayhem Hanover 2nd. Examiner Hanover remains there in 3rd. Lions Music is 4th. Inside 5th is Mission Bay. Movement from the back. Here's Day Delight now gaining a few spots. Then Light Up the Park, and coming to the outside, Caviar Val is called upon. Now out from 3rd. Here comes Examiner Hanover coming with a quick rush up to engage in battle with Windblown as they'll get on even terms as they go by 3/4. It's on the board in 127 flat, and they turn for home. 28 and 3 third quarter into the stretch. On the outside, Examiner Hanover looking to overtake Windblown, who tries to battle back. Mayhem Hanover now swings to the outside for McNair. It'll be 3 across with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Examiner Hanover takes the lead. Here comes Mayhem Hanover on the outside now. Mayhem Hanover is trying to power by. Examiner Hanover, Mayhem Hanover on the outside pokes ahead in front, and it's Mayhem Hanover to win. Examiner Hanover was second. Windblown was third. Then it went to Lions Music fourth. Time of the mile, 1:54 and 2. So qualifier number 5 goes to number 4, Mayhem Hanover, a 3-year-old colt by Sports Rider, owned by Scott Horner and Clay Horner, trained by Greg McNair and driven to victory by Doug McNair. Mayhem Hanover was last year's Ontario Sire Stakes Grassroots Final champion. He won 4 of 11 starts as a rookie, had 6 top 2 finishes, and made $117,000. With a mark of 151-1 taken as a rookie, Mayhem Hanover with a good qualifier here this morning as he shoots on by, powering by Examiner Hanover towards the line to get the win in 154 and 2. Last quarter for the mile was 27 and 2, so it'll be even quicker for the winner, Mayhem Hanover. Here are the results from the 5th qualifier. Number 1, Light Up the Park was 8th. Number 2, Mission Bay 5th. Number 3, Lions Music 4th. Number 4, Mayhem Hanover the winner. 5, Windblown was 3rd. 6, Examiner Hanover 2nd. 7, Data Light was 6th. Number 8, Caviar Val was 7th. 854, 13, 267. Fractions were 28 and 3, 58 and 2, 127, 154 and 2 for the winner, number 4, Mayhem Hanover. Checking in with those of you watching on YouTube right now. Good morning once again. Make sure to drop us a message in our chat if you have any questions or you're rooting anybody on here this morning. Excited to get live racing back going. Good morning to Donna. Donna and Ron are watching from Brighton, Ontario. Gate is open now for the 6th qualifier. And it'll be older mare pacers here for the 6th. Looks like it'll be just a field of 5. As the one we're missing is number 6, Caught Me Speeding. So with that, here's the field of 5. 1 is Twin Beat Tipster, a 4-year-old trained by Scott McEnany and driven by Sylvain Filion. 2 is Bestseller Hanover. Nick Galucci trains the 4-year-old while Sylvain Filion drives. 3 is Jim Bellina, a 7-year-old trained by Jean Tourney and driven by Louis-Philippe Roy. 4 is Zealous Sealster, a big 7-year-old mare trained by Colin Johnson with Scott Young. And 5 is Geordie's Hope, 8-year-old mare trained by Ron McDonald. Brett McDonald drives. 6 is out. 5 of them on the gate, picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off in pacing, a pretty even beginning here. Looks like it'll be Bestseller Hanover to come through with the early lead. Getting away second will be Twin Beat Tipster. Everybody else just seems content to line right up. So they're going to get lined up before they hit the first turn. But it is a lead of about 2.5 lengths here for Bestseller Hanover. It's Bestseller Hanover on top. In second, that is Twin Beat Tipster and Jonathan Drury. 2 lengths back then to Jim Bellina in third. Racing in fourth, Zealous Sealster, and fifth is Geordie's Hope. Opening quarter was 28 and 4. They're gapped out here heading up the backstretch. Bestseller Hanover, 4-year-old daughter of some beach somewhere. She made $130,000 last year as a 3-year-old, winning 3 of 15 with 9 on the board finishes, and competed in several of the top Grand Circuit events. Twin Beat Tipster is second. Third is Jim Bellina. Then the break is about 6 or 7 lengths back to Zealous Sealster with about that same margin to Geordie's Hope. The half was hit in 56 and 3. That was 27 and 4 in the second quarter. So Bestseller Hanover is rolling right along here for Filion past 5/8. Twin Beat Tipster is 2 lengths off the lead. Jim Bellina is in third. And then we're going back to Zealous Sealster, and Geordie's Hope is fifth. They're coming towards 3/4. Looks like Twin Beat Tipster's getting a little closer. Bestseller Hanover strides past the third marker in 1:25 and 3. So that was 29 seconds in the third quarter after the hot second quarter. And now Filion calls on Bestseller Hanover to find a little more. She tries to sprint home. She's got company. Twin Beat Tipster angles to the outside. Twin Beat Tipster is trying to come on by. Jim Bellina is in behind. And here's Twin Beat Tipster to take the lead with a 16th. It is Twin Beat Tipster. She grabs the lead late to win it. Jim Bellina moves up into second. Bestseller Hanover will have to settle for third. Then it's Zealous Sealster and Geordie's Hope. 1:54 and 4. So Twin Beat Tipster, a 4-year-old mare by Bettor's Delight, takes qualifier number 6. She's owned by Brad Grant and Scott McEnany. McEnany's the trainer. Jonathan Drury drove. Drury picked up the drive here in the qualifier. 1:54 and 4, the clocking. Winless in 6 starts this season is Twin Beat Tipster, after she got a 3-year-old season that saw her win 4 of 18 with 11 top 3 finishes. 1:54 and 4 for Twin Beat Tipster in the 6th. We're now going to take a break before qualifiers resume. We got 6 more to go on this Thursday morning. We'll get the action going once again at about 11 a.m., so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about half an hour. few minutes away still from getting the action going here this morning at Woodbine Mohawk Park, or for the back half of our qualifiers. But here are the results from the 6th. Number 1, Twin Bee Tipster was the winner. Number 2, Bestseller Hanover was third. Number 3, Jim Bellina second. Number 4, Zealous Sealster fourth. And number 5, Jordy's Hope was fifth. Scratch to 6. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, scratch on the bottom. Fractions were 28 and 4, 56 and 3, 125 and 3, 154 and 4 for the winner, Twin Bee Tipster. Here we go with qualifier number 7. 8 of them on the track. Looks like the only one not there is number 3, Real Surreal. Here's the field. 1, Be Stoney, a 4-year-old gelding. Murray Breather trains. Bob McClure drives. 2 is Albergo Hanover. Chris Christopher drives the 5-year-old for trainer Dominic Gladue. The 4 is Laurie's Rockstar. Brett McDonald for trainer David Degno, a 6-year-old gelding. 5 is Tracer Hanover. Trevor Henry driving for trainer Ben Bayarjan. 6 is Southwind Massimo. 7 is Evasive Card Shark. 8 is UF Betters Hanover. And 9 is Brock's Fortune. Starting 8 picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Moving from the center, that's Tracer Hanover and Sylvan Filion. At the inside, it is B Stoney. Looking to move up into 3rd is the Evasive Card Shark here. Then getting away in 4th, that is Albergo Hanover. Following in behind 5th is Laurie's Rockstar. Then 6th, as they'll go into the turn, is UF Betters Hanover, followed by Brock's Fortune. And we had a breaker as they were going into the first turn, or early on, I should say. Southwind Massimo was off stride, resetting as they go into the first turn. The opening quarter, well, we'll get those for you in just a moment as they swing into the backstretch. B Stoney is the leader, on top by a length and a half. Back in second, that is Tracer Hanover. Then the gap is about 4 or 5 lengths to Evasive Card Shark 3rd. 5 lengths then to Albergo Hanover in 4th. Racing in 5th is Laurie's Rockstar, followed by UF Betters Hanover, Brock's Fortune, and pulling up at the back will be Southwind Massimo. Half mile is in the books, and the leader is B Stoney. B Stoney, who made over $236,000 in his 3-year-old campaign, qualifying for the first time this season. And B Stoney looks like he's going a pretty good mile here. He's on top by almost a length and a half. Tracer Hanover, the veteran, trying to stick with him. Called upon is Evasive Card Shark in 3rd. Albergo Hanover's 4th. Outside 5th is Laurie's Rockstar. On that one's back, UF Betters Hanover, then Brock's Fortune. Southwind Massimo pulled up before the half into the stretch. And here's B Stoney. B Stoney's coming to the 8th pole for McClure, trying to open up a few lengths here on Tracer Hanover, who's comfortably pacing there in second for Filion. B Stoney coming into the final 16th. Tracer Hanover just follows in behind, and then well back to Albergo Hanover in 3rd, and UF Betters Hanover. B Stoney wins it. Tracer Hanover was 2nd, Albergo Hanover was 3rd, followed by Brock's Fortune. Then it was Laurie's Rockstar over Evasive Card Shark. B Stoney takes the 7th. We'll get the fractions and the final time for you in just a second here for qualifier number 7. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just going back to that 7th qualifier, just helping them get everything sorted out there. The fractions in that qualifier were 29, 57, 125 and 1, 153 and 1. The winner was number 1 B Stoney. The rundown was 1-3, scratch 5-2, DNF 7-4-6. Again, the fractions were 29, 57, 125 and 1, 153 and 1 for the winner B Stoney. Next up is the 8th qualifier. Trotters for the 8th, scratch number 2, Sheena Soldier. And also take out number 9, British Bulldog. Trotters picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and trotting, making a break right at the start was 352. 352 is off stride, looking to get out of the way of Port Perry, who is trotting well and now going to cross over. Port Perry heading to the lead. Second is Northern Sultan, followed third by Cavalier George. Then in fourth, that is Ongoing Royalty, followed fifth by Rosemont Versatile. Last one is Traveler, other than the breaker, 352, who's going to reset now and move back to the pylons. Opening quarter is coming up, 2.5 length advantage here for Port Perry through an opening quarter of 30 seconds even. Back in second is Northern Sultan, then a break of 4 to Cavalier George in third, length and a half back to Ongoing Royalty, who's in his debut qualifier this morning. He's racing fourth, 2 lengths then to Rose Run Versatile, 2.5 lengths back to Traveler, and then right behind him was the early breaker 352. Port Perry is just rolling right along here in the second quarter, and he is on top by about 8 lengths coming up to the half. Port Perry is going to go past the midway point in 58 and 2, so he was trotting 28 and 2 there in the second quarter, and it's Port Perry, the winner of over $300,000 as a rookie. Port Perry, he was second in the OSS Super Final, fourth in the Wellwood Memorial. The son of Cadabra for trainer Luke Blay. Bob McClure driving. He is on top by almost double-digit lengths. As they race towards 3 quarters, it is all Port Perry. Here, back in second is Northern Sultan. Then it's back to Cavalier George, Ongoing Royalty, Rose Run Versatile, who's followed by Traveler, and 352. 127 and 2, 29 seconds in the third quarter into the stretch. And Port Perry looking to cap off his 3-year-old debut qualifier here. He and McClure come into the final 1/8 of the mile, and Port Perry went to the top, and he goes 30, 58 and 2, 127 and 2. He's going to win his first qualifier of 2020. Back in second, that is Northern Sultan, who might have made up a couple lengths in the final 16th. 156 and 4 for Port Perry. Northern Sultan was second. Third then went to 352, who rallied after making that early break. Here are the results from the 8th qualifier. Number 1, Rose Run Versatile was 7th. Number 2 was Scratch. Number 3, Cavalier George was 4th. Number 4, Northern Sultan was 2nd. Number 5, Traveler was 6th. Number 6, Ongoing Royalty was 5th. Number 7, 352 was 3rd. And number 8, Port Perry was the winner with the 9 scratched. 7 scratch, 4, 2, 6, 5, 3, 1 scratch on the bottom. Fractions were 30, 58 and 2, 127 and 2, 156 and 4 for Port Perry. Up next is the 9th qualifier, 3-year-old Pacers. Number 5, Need a Rocket, will be driven by Chris Christoforou. Number 8, 3 Trick Gainer. The driver is Trevor Henry. Here's the field. Number 1, it's Full View, a 3-year-old colt by Some Beach Somewhere, trained by Nick Gallucci. Sylvan Filion drives. 2 is 3 Dragons, a 3-year-old gelded son of Mach 3, trained by Carmen Osceola with Jonathan Drury. 3, Private Scott, 3-year-old colt by He's Watching, trained by Terry Heffernan and driven by Scott Young. 4 is Brookdale Ollie, a 3-year-old colt by Shadow Play, trained by Rail Bourgeois. Bob McClure steers. 5, Need a Rocket, a 3-year-old colt by War We Needy, trained by Chris Hayes and driven by Chris Christoforou. 6 is Rock and Roll Beach, a Sunshine Beach 3-year-old colt trained by John Turney and driven by Louis-Philippe Waugh. 7 is Rock and Roll Shadow, a 3-year-old gelded son of Shadow Play, trained by Matty Henry and driven by Travis Henry. And number 8 is 3 Trick Gainer, 3-year-old gelded son of Mach 3, trained by Corey Giles. Trevor Henry drives. So here's your field of 8 for the 9th. The starting gate begins to roll. Field of 8, 3-year-old Pacers are lined up, starting gate to the top of the stretch, and here they come for the 9th. And they're off and pacing. Need a Rocket. He is just firing from the center and out to a quick 3-4 length advantage here. Rock and Roll Shadow, with no speed to his inside, it's just going to cross over in front of rivals. Brookdale Ollie to get away in 3rd in front of 3 Dragons, and it's Full View. To the outside of that one is 3 Trick Gainer, and the final 2 as they go into the turn are Private Scott and Rock and Roll Beach. Opening quarter is up in 29 and 1. It's courtesy of Need a Rocket. Need a Rocket, who made 3 starts as a 2-year-old, won 2 of them, and was 2nd in the other. All 3 starts coming at Western Fair. He is showing the way up the backstretch. Getting closer in 2nd now is Rock and Roll Shadow, so he'll close the gap. Followed 3rd by 3 Trick Gainer. Racing in 4th, that is 3 Dragons. Then in 5th, that is Full View. Back to 3 Trick Gainer on the outside, Private Scott. And following that one will be Rock and Roll Beach. The half is hit in 58 and 2. And coming to the outside, Need a Rocket. Getting green going into that turn as he just goes wide. Drifts out about 3 pass. Christoforou straightening him out. And as he is trying to get him back down towards the rail. Meanwhile, sitting off the lead there, Rock and Roll Shadow. Watching that one from in 2nd. Then it's back to Brookdale Ollie in 3rd. 3 Dragons in 4th. Advancing on the outside. Gaining a couple spots with Rock and Roll Beach inside to Full View. Followed by 3 Trick Gainer and Private Scott into the stretch. 127 and 3. Need a Rocket. Not exactly taking the straightest path here as he's drifting out into the center of the racetrack. But Need a Rocket despite not being able to keep a straight line, is still the leader, and he's out in the center, drifts out, but he's going to win. Need a Rocket will take it. He'll go coast to coast here in the 9th. Second will be Rock and Roll Shadow. Coming on for third was Full View over Three Dragons. Up the inside, Private Scott, followed by Brookdale Ollie, Rock and Roll Beach, and Three Trick Gainer, 156 and 3. Here are the results from the 9th qualifier. Number 1, Full View was third. Number 2, Three Dragons was fourth. Number 3, Private Scott was fifth. Number 4, Brookdale Ollie sixth. Number 5, Need a Rocket, the winner. Number 6, Rock and Roll Beach was seventh. Number 7, Rock and Roll Shadow second. And number 8, Three Trick Gainer was eighth. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 2, 8. Fractions were 29 and 1, 58 and 2, 127 and 3, 156 and 3 for the winner. Number 5, Need a Rocket. Starting gate begin to move into position for our 10th qualifier. It'll be a field of 7, it appears. 3-year-old Pacers. Number 1 is Menlo Park. 3-year-old Gallard, son of Better Than Cheddar, trained by Jean Tourney and driven by Louis-Philippe Roy. 2 Beyond Better. 3-year-old Gallard, son of Better's Delight, trained by Bob McIntosh. Trevor Henry drives. 3 My Better's Dell. Brett McDonald will drive this 3-year-old colt by Better's Delight for trainer Jacques Dupont. 4 is Notch 10, a 3-year-old gelded son of War We Needy, trained by Carmen Osceola with Jonathan Drury. 5 Walk It Talk It, 3-year-old gelded son of Better's Delight, trained by Martin Lachance and driven by Sylvain Filion. 6 is Press Time, 3-year-old colt by Sports Rider, trained by Rail Bourgeois, Bob McClure. 7 is National Sport, 3-year-old gelded son of Sports Rider, trained by Jared Bako. Doug McNair drives, and the 8 is scratched. So the 7 on gate, picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Henry looking to his outside as Beyond Better is going to fire out well from the rail. They're going on the outside is National Sport, and he'll be the quickest away. So National Sport hustles out of there and will claim the top spot. Beyond Better from that post 2 starting spot quickly slides over to the wood. He's in second, and then it is Notch 10 in third. Followed fourth by Walk It, Talk It. On that one's back as they enter the first bend is Menlo Park. Followed by My Better's Dell, and the final one in this group of 7 is Press Time. Opening quarter was 30 seconds even. Not a hot tempo there in the opening quarter by any stretch of the imagination, as National Sport was able to leave out to grab the top, and National Sport is on top by about 3 or 4 lengths. Beyond Better, who is 3 for 3, we saw him racing back in March. That 3-year-old is in second, looking to get a little closer to the leader. Meanwhile, racing in third as they approach the midway point, that is Notch 10, followed fourth by Walk It, Talk It. On that one's back fifth is Menlo Park, and then it is My Better's Dell. And Press Time, the half was 59 seconds flat. So from 30 in the opening quarter to 29 in the second quarter, National Sport, the 3-year-old gelding, and Doug McNair show the way. Beyond Better in second. 2 lengths back then to Notch 10, who is in third, about that same margin to Walk It, Talk It in fourth. Menlo Park on his back is in fifth. 6 is My Better's Dell, and 7th, that is Press Time. So from about the front to the back, about a dozen lengths separating them. Nobody moved until they hit 3 quarters. It's on the board in 127 and 4. That's 28 and 4 in the third quarter into the stretch, and now the sprint is on. National Sport off stride, went in second, went Beyond Better. Beyond Better looked poised to make a bid in the stretch off the second ride, and he ends up making a break, so that's going to leave National Sport all alone. Meanwhile, Notch 10 is going to try and trim into his lead as they come to the edge of the tote board with Walk It, Talk It in third. It'll be National Sport to take it by about a length and 3 quarters. Notch 10 second, Walk It, Talk It third. Menlo Park, who was followed across the line by My Better's Dell. Press Time and resetting after the break at the head of the lane. Beyond Better, 156 and 1. Here was the order of finish from the 10th qualifier. Number 1, Menlo Park was 4th. Number 2, Beyond Better was 7th. Number 3, My Better's Dell was 5th. Number 4, Notch 10 2nd. Number 5, Walk It, Talk It 3rd. Number 6, Press Time 6th. Number 7, National Sport the winner. And number 8 was scratched. 4, 7, 5, 2, 3, 6. 1 scratch on the bottom. Fractions were 30, 59, 127 and 4, 156 and 1 for the winner, National Sport. 11th qualifier of the morning. Horses on the track. They're going to the gate right now. Looks like we'll scratch number 2, Stormy Hall. Leaves us with a field of 7. Number 1, Bionic Man. Sylvan Filion drives his shadow play 3-year-old colt for Rod Boyd. 2 is out. 3, Apple Corp Hanover. 3-year-old gelded son of He's Watching, trained by Richard Morel. Louis Philippe Bois drives. 4 is also scratched. 5, Sunshine List, a Sunshine Beach colt. Trainer driver Sean Stacy. 6, Lions Liberty, 3-year-old colt by American Ideal. Mark Goddard trains, Trevor Henry drives. 7, Joe Rockhead of Badlands Hanover gelding, trained by Carmen Osceola with Jonathan Drury. And the 8 is Wild River Coyote, shadow play gelding, trained by Chantel Mitchell. Scott Young drives. Starting 8 picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Joe Rockhead just goes right there, and he will stoom out to the lead. Bionic Man from the inside, getting a little steppy there. Filion keeping him together, but he is really fumbly gated as they're heading past the line for the first time. Apple Corp Hanover inside is 3rd. Dropping back, that'll be Wild River Coyote, as he'll take a seat in 4th in front of Sunshine List and Lions Liberty. Into the first turn, and the leader is Joe Rockhead. He's on top by about 3 or 4 lengths coming to the opening quarter, which is put up on the board in 29 and 4. Bionic Man in 2nd, 2.5 lengths back to Apple Corp Hanover in 3rd, followed by Wild River Coyote in 4th. 5th is Sunshine List, and 6th, that is Lions Liberty. They're going up the backside, and they're past 3/8. The leader is Joe Rockhead, a 3-year-old gelded son of Badlands Hanover. Raced 5 times as a rookie. Didn't hit the board, and didn't really have much success, but he's back here as a 3-year-old. And he's looking to get off to a good start. Meanwhile, back in 2nd, Bionic Man. This is the debut qualifier for this son of Shadow Play first time, and he is a little green there, but Filion maybe has his hands full, but still keeping them together to this point in second. The half was 59-2. Applecorp Hanover in third is going to the outside to go around Bionic Man. Then in fourth is Wild River Coyote. Inside fifth, Sunshine List. Outside of that one is Lions Liberty. To three quarters they go. Still Joe Rockhead with that lead. It's about 3 lengths, but the lead is starting to shrink a little bit. Applecorp Hanover is getting closer. And then on the outside, Wild River Coyote. He's maybe putting in a couple steps as they hit 3/4 in 1:28.3. Into the stretch, Joe Rockhead with the lead. Applecorp Hanover is trying to get closer. He got to within maybe a couple lengths. Hasn't got any closer, and now there's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Joe Rockhead with the lead. Getting a little tired, though. Drifting out is on the outside is Applecorp Hanover. He's getting closer, almost on even terms. Meanwhile, late speed is coming from Lions Liberty. Between horses, Wild River Coyote, and also coming on his Sunshine List. What a finish. This ends up being the winner was Applecorp Hanover. Applecorp Hanover drifts out, but he does get it. Coming through with Sunshine List. Also good speed at the end from Wild River Coyote. Joe Rockhead was in the mix. And so too was Lions Liberty, 158-1. Here's the results from the 11th qualifier. Number 1, Bionic Man was 6. Number 2 was Scratch. Number 3, Applecorp Hanover, the winner. Number 4 was Scratch. Number 5, Sunshine List was 2nd. Number 6, Lions Liberty, 5th. Number 7, Joe Rockhead, 3rd. And number 8, Wild River Coyote was 4th. 6 Scratch, 1 Scratch, 2, 5, 3, 4. Fractions were 29-4, 59-2, 128-3, 158-1 for the winner. Number 3, Applecorp Hanover. Final qualifier on this Thursday here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. So we're approaching the noon hour. It'll be a field of 5 for the final qualifier. Scratch number 6 and number 7. Number 1 is Simus, a 3-year-old filly by Mach 3, trained by Carmen Osceola. Jonathan Drury drives. 2 is Big Myrtle, 3-year-old filly by Big Jim, trained by Chantel Mitchell. Louis-Philippe was in the sulky. 3, Luck Be Mine, 3-year-old filly by Better's Delight, trained by Murray Breather with Chris Christophorou. 4 is Maiden's Cove, a 3-year-old filly by Mach 3, trained by Nick Gallucci with Sylvan Filion. And 5 is Count to 3, a 3-year-old filly by Mach 3, trained by Bob McIntosh. Trevor Henry does the driving. Starting gate comes to the top of the stretch. 12th and final qualifier for this Thursday here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. From the inside, that is Simus holding ground. Looking around is Big Myrtle to her outside, and dropping back into third will be Luck Be Mine. Then it is Maiden's Cove and Count to 3. They're going to make it easy here. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as they head into the first turn. So leading the way is Simus. Second qualifier for this daughter of Mach 3. She qualified last week. It was her debut. Won a mile in 2:01 and 2. Final quarter 28 and 2. And she's put on the point here this morning. Last week she got away 7th. 30 and 2 is the opening quarter for Simus. So the daughter of Mach 3 on top by about 3.5 lengths. In second is Big Myrtle. She's the daughter of Big Jim. She also qualified for the first time last week. She went her mile in 1:58 and 3, home in 27 and 2. After sitting 6th throughout. Racing in third is Luck Be Mine. She debuted last week, a mile in 58 and 3, home in 28 and 3. She's a daughter of Better's Delays. The half is hit in 59 and 3. That was 29 and 1 in the second quarter. Meanwhile, in fourth, that is Maiden's Cove. This is the debut qualifier for this daughter of Mach 3 for trainer Nick Gallucci. Sylvan Filion sitting behind her as they go by 5/8. And the last one is Count to 3. She's also making her qualifying debut for trainer Bob McIntosh. She's a daughter of Mach 3. Her and Trevor Henry sit 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how it's been throughout. Simus is still the leader. 30 and 2, then went 29 and 1 in the second quarter. Her third quarter was paced in 29 and 2. As the three-quarter time is 1:29. They're into the stretch. We'll see if anybody is able to overtake a position. Simus called upon here with 1/8 of a mile to go. Out from second is Big Myrtle. She's looking to power on by, and Big Myrtle now takes a short lead coming to the edge of the tote board. Big Myrtle is going to take this one over Simus in second. Then it was Luck Be Mine, followed by Count to 3 and Maiden's Cove, 1:57 and 2. That'll do it for qualifiers here today at Woodbine Mohawk Park. The final one goes to number 2, Big Myrtle, a Big Jim filly trained by Chantel Mitchell and driven by Louis-Philippe. Here are the order of finish for that 12th qualifier. Number 1, Simus was second. Number 2, Big Myrtle, the winner. Number 3, Luck Be Mine was third. Number 4, Maiden's Cove was 5th. Number 5, Count to 3 was 4th. And number 6 and 7 were scratched. 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, scratch, scratch. Fractions 30 and 2, 59 and 3, 129, 157 and 2 for the winner. Number 2, Big Myrtle. That'll do it for qualifying action here today at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Coming up tomorrow, time to get back down to business. Live racing resumes here tomorrow night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Live racing without spectators begins. Post time, note, is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. will be our first race post time for tomorrow night and also Saturday. For all the information you'll need, including a weekend preview, which is about to drop in 20 minutes time, go to our website, woodbinemohawkpark.com. We can't wait to get back down to action. We hope you will join us online through our website, woodbinemohawkpark.com. You can watch and wager at hpibet.com. Sign up is simple and easy. Head there now so that you won't miss out on any of the great racing action here from Mohawk Park. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of this lovely Thursday. This is Mark McKelvey wishing you a good afternoon.